James chapter 1, verse 2, that says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. And you're like, really, Lord? This is what you're wanting me to learn on? He's like, yeah, so do a study. And I went in, this is what I want to bring to you this morning, because we all go through stuff. Now, what I found interesting when I went in, because I've always read this from when you fall into diverse temptations, when those temptations come at you, right? That's how I've always looked and read the scripture. But what if I told you that word temptation meant trials? What had we just been through? Now, granted, you're probably going, yeah, but that's not a big deal. You were in an airport, you got delayed. I know. But it says, count it all joy when you face different trials, the things that try your faith, try your patience, try the workings of your thing. And I'm reading this going, dude, the nerve of James. Not Esquivel. Love you, brother. He looked up. The nerve, I mean, you gotta understand, James, this is the half-brother of Jesus, okay? Now you gotta understand, James didn't follow Jesus when he was in his ministry. James didn't believe him till after the resurrection. He was like, oh, I was wrong, dude. Half-brother. Now James, the half-brother of Jesus, the brother of Jesus, he became one of the mighty leader in the church. History says that he gave his life as a martyr for the church around AD 64. And he did all of this, but one of the things he taught was how to live our life. The teachings of Christ, James came back and relayed them back to us. He never talked about Paul. He didn't talk about other churches. He didn't write letters. He simply reminded us of how to live our life. Count it all joy when facing different trials. That count it all joy, that word count, means to consider, to deem, to think about joy when you're going through things. I mean, I know you're like, but that's difficult, Pastor Scott. I know. But he's reminding us because it's there for a reason. If we believe that this is written for our example, our admonition, that we're supposed to learn from this, then everything it says in it, we're supposed to now take it and go, okay, how does this apply to my world? When I'm going through stuff, I got to consider the occasion. I got to consider it an occasion to be joyful, to be happy, to have a good attitude when I go through things. Now, sitting at the airport, we saw plenty of people who did not consider it joy. Yelling, screaming, literally yelling and screaming. I don't mean figuratively. I don't mean they were just upset. I mean, people were absolutely mad at people because of weather and flights. Even at the hotel, people were just bad attitudes. Consider it joy. You have to consider and think and deem an occasion at that moment, not because of the moment, but because of the fruit that's going to follow the moment. You got to consider it. Because we all go through something. The majority of us in this room are going through something now, probably. That our first instinct, our first thought isn't going to be, oh, I'm going to count it all joy. No, we ain't. That is not, okay, maybe you're more spiritual than I am. But most of us, that's not our first response when something goes wrong, is to go, I can't wait. Pastor Vinny says, I can't wait to see what God's going to do. That's not our first response. Our first response is, oh, really today? On top of all that, that's our first, but here we go. We got to consider it. Why? Verse 3, knowing this, to count it all joy, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.